Composition comes from compose. It means you are composing something, you're writing something, you're creating something of your own. And what you create, basically descriptive or narrative, right? Either your piece, written piece is descriptive or it's narrative. So what is the difference between descriptive and narrative? If I say only use one word and let me know about these two terms. Descriptive means to show or show the reader something, and narrative means tell the readers. When you are showing something to the reader, for example, yesterday I was sick, I'm telling you right now, so it's narrative. If I'm showing you that I was sick, okay, how can you show this? How can you show my sickness? I coughed all night. Okay, I fainted. I went pale. So it means you're showing, and the reader or the listener starts imagining. It means that you are writing a descriptive piece. When your reader starts imagining something, some images in the mind, it means you have started describing something. And if you are telling simply, I was lying on the bed and I was sick, means you are telling. So remember, when you make any piece ready, make any descriptive or narrative piece ready, try to ask yourself in your head, am I showing something or am I telling something? If the answer is showing, it means you are writing descriptive. If the answer is you are telling something to your reader, it means you are still narrating, you're not describing. So keep these two major words in your mind, and descriptive and narrative will be no problem for you then. Oh, very good. This right hand side of my screen shows different text types. Okay, keep this descriptive and narrative away right now. Keep it away. I'm telling you a different thing here now. Right hand side tells you about the text types, and the left hand side, it's a sample. Okay, first we discuss the right hand side. There is kind of writing that is personal writing. And under personal writing, there are few topics, there are few things which we consider as personal writing. First, tell me, what do you mean by personal writing? Personal means something belongs to you, something yours. So under this topic, we have so many different text types. That is diary writing. Is diary personal? Journal writing and journal, I have written both together. Why? Because there is a little bit difference here. Journal, first diary writing. When you write a diary, it's daily routine. Okay, you're writing daily. You can write what happened at 6 o'clock today, what happened at 7 o'clock, and even you can say last night what happened to you. This is diary writing. You're writing the daily routine there. But journal writing is something bigger than the daily routine. It is about your life. Auto means self, right? Biography means somebody's life. It is again life, somebody's life, personal writing going on. For example, if you're writing about my life, it is biography. And if I'm writing about my own life, I'm writing, then it is autobiography. Okay, in between there is memoir. Memoir is similar to autobiography. Okay, autobiography means I am writing about my life. If I'm writing about whole, it's autobiography. If I'm writing every period of my life, it's autobiography. Memoir is collection of memories. For example, I'm writing my experience with O1 last year. Collection of memories, that what did I do with O1B? How did I feel there? It is memoir then. It's not autobiography. Autobiography means I'm taking the chunks of my life and write it down altogether. But memoir is a collection of memories of one period. Memoir has come from the personal writing. It's one of the personal writing. Okay. And inside this text type, we can use descriptive and narrative kind of writing. Your personal writing usually take first person. Remember this point as well. Okay. And it is not necessarily only first person. You can take second, you can take third person as well when you are talking about he, she, they. Okay, now I'm just reading out this passage. The message is only the movement of approaching storm. That storm is coming towards that person who is writing a memoir. Okay, shortly afterwards, The first terrible dust storm arrived boiling out of the central Australian desert. It's from Australia, right? One sweltering late afternoon in March, I walked out to collect wood for the stove, glancing towards the west. And now just keep this thing in mind that it is narrative as well as descriptive. A person is narrating something in a descriptive style. So I just want you to adopt this style for writing. That's why I'm showing you this piece of writing. Glancing towards the west, I saw a terrifying sight. A vast boiling cloud was mounting in the sky, black and sulfurous yellow at the heart. Storm is approaching, okay? Keep this in mind. Wearing shades of ochre red at the edges. Where I stood, the air was utterly still, but the writhing cloud was approaching silently and with great speed. Suddenly, I noticed that there were no birds to be seen or heard. All had taken shelter. The writer is using different senses here. I stood there, air was utterly still. And if he could see, then he is writing it down. Means sense of sight he's using. Okay, the wind, the cloud was approaching silently. It means he's using the sense of hearing as well. So it's better to use at least 3 senses for writing your description, a good piece of description. Written in the title, approaching storm. Storm is coming. Okay. And he is describing how it is coming. He's not in the storm right now. So he's saying where I stood, the air was utterly still. Where I stood, where he was standing at that moment, air was utterly still. So it means it is coming towards him, approaching. And the writhing cloud was approaching silently. It means they were coming. So he's showing you something. He is not telling you something. He's showing that the cloud, the writhing cloud, not a straight movement, in the circling, in the twisting movement, it was approaching silently towards him and with a great speed. So it means somebody is seeing something and he is just conveying it to you, making an image in your mind as well. First, terrible dust. It is adjective. Only storm is noun. So what kind of storm? Dust storm, right? So sweltering. What kind of afternoon? It was sweltering and late afternoon. Black and sulfurous yellow. What was black and sulfurous yellow? Boiling cloud mounting in the sky. Black and sulfurous yellow at the heart. Sky. Okay, sulfurous and yellow, black. Wearing shades of ochre. Okay, fine, it is done. What is silently? What are these green words? Describing noun, we are using adjectives. If we are describing the verbs, we are using adverbs. For example, how the clouds were coming, they were coming silently. So these are adverbs. Okay, when I noticed, suddenly I noticed. It is your adverb. So you are just describing the verbs. Do you understand this thing? What describes the noun? That how the memoir is written. In memoir, what are the conventions? This kind of conventions I'm talking about. That diary writing has different writing rules, journal has different writing rules, and memoir has different writing rules. Memoir, first person is used. Second thing, if you're describing something there, then you need to use adjectives and adverbs. Okay, one more question, last question. There are 2 words, boiling. As you can see, tell me, what does this boiling mean and what does this boiling mean here? In the first one, it means that same word you can use, repetition you can use, but in the varying style, in a different meaning, with a different meaning. Here the movement is shown, the movement of the storm, and here the kind of cloud was shown, the nature of the cloud. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much.